Hello students, welcome to my channel Science Shiksha by Meenakshi Sharma. If you are watching my video first time, then please click on subscribe button to get more updates. In this video, we will study about trophic levels and transfer of energy in a food chain. So let us start with the trophic levels. Various steps in a food chain at which the transfer of food takes place are called trophic levels. Various trophic levels are Trophic level 1, which is at the bottom. It includes the autotrophs, which produces energy by photosynthesis. Next trophic level is trophic level 2. It includes the herbivores, which are the primary consumers and consumes the plant material. Next is trophic level 3. It includes the small carnivores, which are secondary consumers and consumes the herbivores. And last is the trophic level 4, which includes the large carnivores or omnivores called as tertiary consumers, which consumes the smaller animals. So all of these are the 4 trophic levels. Next is the food chain showing different trophic levels. In this food chain, the primary producers, that is the plants, are at the first trophic level. Next is the grasshopper, which is the primary consumer, is at the second trophic level. And the rat is the secondary consumer and it is at the third trophic level. And last is the eagle, which is the tertiary consumer and it is at the fourth trophic level. So this is a food chain showing the different trophic levels. All the organisms, plants and animals depend on the sun for their constant need of energy. About 1% of sun's energy falling on the leaves is used by the plants in the process of photosynthesis and stored as a chemical energy of food. The plants are eaten up by the herbivores. The herbivores utilize this energy for their various metabolic activities, and some of the energy remains unutilized, which is released by the herbivores as heat energy to the environment. The herbivores are eaten up or consumed by carnivores. The carnivores utilize this energy for their various metabolic activities, and some of the energy remains unutilized by the carnivores and it is released as heat energy into the environment. This process of transfer of energy is repeated with large carnivores or top carnivores and so on. Some of the energy from producers and consumers is also utilized for the life processes of microorganisms called decomposers. The decomposers in turn release the unutilized energy as a heat into the environment. So, the energy which remains unutilized by producers, consumers, and decomposers is lost into the environment as heat, and it is called as a community heat. We have seen that during the transfer of energy through successive trophic levels in an ecosystem, there is a loss of energy all along the path. This transfer of energy is given by 10% law. According to this law, only 10% of the energy entering a particular trophic level of organisms is available for transfer to the next trophic level. Now, the energy loss with increase in trophic level. Here, 1000 joules of light energy emitted by the sun falls on plants. The plants convert only 1% of light energy falling on them. The remaining 990 joules of light energy, which is not utilized by the plants, is reflected back into the environment. Now, The 10% law is applied to the food chain. The plant has 10 joule of energy in it. According to 10% law, only 10% of 10 joules of energy will be available for transfer at the next trophic level, so that herbivore will have only 1 joule of energy. Applying the 10% law again, we find that 10% of remaining 1 joule will be transferred to the third trophic level of carnivore. So, the energy available in the loin as a food will be only 0.1 joule. So, here at every trophic level, there is a loss of energy. Now, the number of trophic levels in a food chain is limited. Food chain generally consists of 3 or 4 organisms, because after that the energy available for the next organism will be so small that it will be insufficient to sustain the life of that organism. Now, the biological magnification. The increase in concentration of harmful chemical substances like pesticides in the body of living organisms at each trophic level of food chain is called biological magnification. Pesticides are the poisonous chemical substances which are sprayed over the crop plants to protect them from pests and diseases. Now there is an example of biomagnification in aquatic food chain. A chemical pesticide known as DDT, when sprayed over crop plants to protect them from pest and disease, it gets mixed up with soil and water. The water has a very low concentration of DDT, but when water is taken up by the zooplanktons, then the concentration of DDT increases, and then zooplanktons are eaten by the small fish and small fish are eaten by the large fish. In this way, the concentration of DDT goes on increasing from one trophic level to another. When large fish is eaten by the fish-eating birds, then the concentration of the DDT reaches to 25 ppm. So, the DDT concentration increases 10 million times from the lower trophic level to the higher trophic level. DDT infected the entire food chain, but the top carnivores had the biggest impact. The DDT in birds caused the shells of their eggs to become weaker. When the mother birds sat on their eggs to keep them warm, they would break. That's why the DDT is banned nowadays.